whether the time taken is lesser or it's faster, I have no clue what's the reason. I don't see any other countries, but I see a lot of Australian patents. That is the reason I was asking.
Okay, if I have to break up the way patent applications are done, when Indian companies apply for biotech and pharma patents, they apply in India, they apply in US, they apply in Europe. But when it comes to IT products, say if someone wants to patent an algorithm, that time they will go to Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, they'll get even in Europe, Middle East. Because for an IT patent, the time to convert the IP patent to marketing and money is short. So for computer science related, say image analysis or algorithm for creating a business ERP, companies will go and get patent in Australia, Europe, every other country possible.
So must be that's the reason I think more applications are.
There are a lot of Australia patents for material science, nanotechnology. That's my observation. And IT
lot of
applications.
and all these. That's
Right. Many companies in India, small companies, go for this patent to increase their company value. Say my patent, other company patent has been valued at certain crores. So that has increased the value of our company. So even if I can get in a patent in Australia, that still will add value to the patent. And to apply for Australia, all I have to spend is hardly 1 lakh or something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good session. Students, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Akshara has.
Akshara?
Yeah, she has asked a question. It says that why would a person file a patent through the company if they cannot agree to some kind of profit sharing? It's except for having a job. Okay, when an employee works for the company, in return for their work, salaries are paid to that particular employee. So that is considered as a compensation for their intellectual input and hard work. This idea where an employee gets paid for patent, I've only seen that in US. Say any employee from Apple or Microsoft, they apply for a patent and they get a patent. They are given a small amount of reward. And in China, yes, in China, if an academician applies for a patent and gets a patent, the government gives them a certain monetary return. But when it comes to companies, because employees are being paid for their work and their ability and their thought, the salary itself is considered as a remuneration for the patent. So the non-tangible advantage of an employee getting a name on the patent is that when he moves to the new organization, he can negotiate to get a better salary because he is part of the patent in the previous company. When it comes to profit sharing, I think only the founders or the employee stock options is the only way to get profit sharing. There has rarely been a case that one individual has contributed to extraordinary patent. So rarely one person gets compensated beyond certain returns, I guess. I think that answers your question, Akshara. So is anyone interested in applying for a patent, or do you have any idea that could be built into a product?
Anybody has, please answer.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Students, I'll give you another tip. So if you're going for marketing a product, or if you're trying to sell a product, if you're into sales and marketing, saying that you have a patent or you have a trademark on the product is a huge advantage. It's one of the value added things when you're doing a sales pitch or you're doing a marketing.
Smitha, I want to know whether the app can be patented or not, because there are many students I see they want to make an app, or they want to make a marketplace. Can that be patented? Yeah, in
App,
case.
okay, when it comes to software products like app, it's the algorithm that is patented. Algorithm and the design of the app. They do flowchart for the app, and then that process and flowchart is patented, but not. It's not very easy to get a patent for an app, but people do get patents for algorithms that is used in the app, algorithms that is used in developing a software.
Okay.
Any other questions? See, in terms of patents, okay, Mohammed Faisal has asked a question. Before applying for the patent, how do we get to know whether the idea is there or not? Um, you will have to go and do a simple Google search to find out what others have done. Many a times we assume that I have the greatest idea, but when you do a simple Google search, we will find out that someone has already done it. That could be the first starting point. And if you want to it to be done professionally, there is what is called as patent search. So for about 10,000 rupees, professional companies will do a patent search and tell you whether an idea is good or not, and they will also tell you making what changes you can improve on your idea.
So what happens when the patent life is over? Can we repatent it, or it goes to the market and everybody can use it? What exactly happened after?
Can you speak loudly, Richa? I can't hear you clearly. It's
Oh,
raining, so.
okay. I just want to say the once the patent years are over, what happens? Does it the application goes in the market, or can we repatent it? How it works?
Very good question. So Richa's question is, once the patent time is over, then what happens? Every patent has about 15 to 20 years of time for the owner. In that time period, the owner has to use the patent, make it into product, or sell the patent itself. After 15 years or 20 years, 20 years for pharma and biotech companies, after 20 years, that patent becomes free or open to everyone. If you look at aspirin and paracetamol, they were all patented once upon a time in the 1940s and 50s. But after that time was over, it has come to an open market. So everyone is able to make paracetamol and aspirin to whatever quantity they want without asking anyone. So currently, after the lifetime of 20 years is over for the patent, what the patent applicants do is very cleverly, they apply for what is called as an add-on patent. They'll make modifications and changes to the product and the invention and piggyback that on the 20th year of the patent. So after 20 years also, the patent doesn't become free. The patent is still with the owner. This is the most common practice of all the large IP, MNC companies and product companies. That is the reason that America has so many patents and products, and India is still not able to crack that market because they have very intelligently continued the patent even after the first patent has expired. So they have a continuous loop of new patents attached to the old patents. It's called as add-on patents.
Wow, thank you.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, yes, very clearly. Students, please ask questions if anybody has any. Shekhar sir, Veena ma'am, any question from your side?
No, ma'am. Thank you. It was a very informative session. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Veena, R. Shekhar sir, no questions? Students, you also do not have any questions? Then should we wrap it up here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
I think we should. If nobody has any questions, we'll wrap it. Or somebody is asking.
Okay.
Mohammed, you have asked a question on how to patent an automobile idea and in which country. Uh, we'll take the example of Apple, Facebook, and all the US MNCs because that's the best example. They get patent in all the countries because they have a lot of money. Companies in India have limited finances, so they get patents in companies only where they can sell their product. So even automobile industry technology comes under the patent law of India. You can do a Google search on the automobile part, whichever you have in mind. I think there was a guy in uh, startup in South Bangalore, which was designing automobile parts. He had designed a very small needle-like part for the automobile injector, and he was trying to get a patent for that in India. So even any part of automobile has potential to get a patent. The current big thing is electronics and batteries for the automobile industry. And I know some of my startup friends who applied for 10, 20 patents on the electronics and batteries for the EV vehicles, electrical vehicles. So there is huge potential. First, start with Google search of whatever product or technology you have in mind. Do a Google patent search and then make a document of all those ideas, what others have done. So compare each patent and find out what is the difference between one patent to the other patent. You will find a loophole in those patents, or you will find something that others have done. The easiest patent to get is the design patent. Inventive patent or the utility patent is a little challenging, but design patent is something that is easy. So startups take a lot of advantage of getting a design patent first and applying for the inventive patent in parallel. So both the design as well as the invention and the novelty is covered with 2 patents. So if you want to get that automobile patent in different countries, uh, I would probably do a market research first and find out whether it is worth getting a patent in a different country altogether. The automobile manufacturing industry is concentrated mostly in China, South Korea, and Italy, Germany. So these are the 4 countries I would look at because this is where most of the novelty from in the automobile engineering comes. Oh yeah, and US. So these 5, 6 countries are the origin of the automobile designs and industries. So you could probably start with these 5, 6 countries. Okay, there's a question on considering that there are many EVs coming up, any kind of patent can be applied if their design is unique. Same in regards to drones as well as inventive. Can we also extend it internationally? Patents are given to a particular country. If you want to get a patent in a different country, you will have to apply in a different country and get it. With the advantage of internet, you can sit in Bangalore and get a patent for drone even in Israel. With respect to electrical vehicles, there is huge opportunity. There is someone I know who is working on cooling the batteries, and they have applied for cooling battery cooling technology. There is someone I know who has applied, I think Log9 Materials in Hebbar is one of the leading EV product developers in Bangalore. So you should check them out. Log9 Materials, Akshara. And in regards to drones, again, these are all new technologies which have come up in the last 5 to 10 years. So they have a lot of potential for getting patents. The challenge is to convert patent into product. When I began, I thought getting a patent was a big deal, but now for me, converting the patent to a product has been the challenge, and now marketing that product is the next challenge. So patent by itself, how much value it has is questionable. So if I put a 100%, 100 as the number of the total value of the product, I would assign only 20 to 25% for the patenting process. The remaining 75% is for that product development to convert patent to product and for marketing. Otherwise, it's a sunk cost. If you get a patent and you can't market or make money out of it, it's more like just a feel-good factor. That's all. Okay, the last part of that question was, can we also extend it internationally? You have to apply to each country and get it. There's something called as PCT. So using that route, you can apply to many countries at the same time. It's just a software online application. You can select which countries you want, like a tick list, pay the necessary fees, and apply to 15, 20 countries at the same time.
Dr. Smitha, one more question.
Sure.
We've spoken a lot about this product base. I asked earlier. Any examples can you give me for like us management faculty, service oriented, or some management related patents which we could apply for?
Oh, you can apply for? Okay, the example I
We are
have.
not into engineering or product development or things like that. So maybe something in the company we find something new, or it could be any other topic.
I think in one of the slides, there was a point that business process cannot be patented. So if I make a flow chart to increase the efficiency of production, that cannot be patented. Business processes cannot be patented, but you can process the technology behind the business. Say you are developing a software for marketing or enterprise organization, and there's an algorithm involved behind it. That algorithm can be patented. Facts and principles cannot be patented.
Okay.
So sun rises in the east. That's a fact. Nobody can go and patent saying that I think it is rising at 15 degrees towards this side, so I want to patent this sun for this angle. That doesn't work. Trees cannot be patented. There are exceptions to patents also. So business processes cannot be patented, but the underlying technology in the business can be patented.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'll think about it. Maybe I'll ask around, or maybe I'll study a bit, and if I find any example, I'll let you know.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the actually problem. This is a really valid question put by Dr. Sheetal, because our students are facing this problem because they do not have any prototype or any, mostly even if they have engineering background, they are not developing a product as such, either service or app they are developing. So, or they want to develop. In that case, what is the situation of patenting or copyright or something? This is what was a bigger question for all of us.
Okay. When it comes to a mobile app, you can patent the design, the screen design of the app. You can patent the algorithm behind the app if at all there's an algorithm in the app. AI, ML, artificial intelligence, and machine learning programs behind the app that can be patented.
Okay.
And with respect to services, see, Infosys has developed this software called Pinnacle. It is used for financial services across all the banks in India. Infosys hardly has a few patents on such a huge product. They have only patented certain pieces of that product. So that's the challenge with the software products, where the option to patent the whole technology is limited, unlike a hardware product. So with app, design is the first probably go. Trademarking the name, getting a design patent is probably the next thing. And the third thing would be to go for the algorithms that is used in the app.
Thank you, Smitha.
You're welcome.
Students, anybody else question? Otherwise, Snehal, just see. Snehal, you're there?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now Shruti would like to take the vote of thanks if there are no further questions.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
All right. I think I'll just say last few sentences. I think all of you being management students, so you have to look at the use case of the patents. What advantage can you take from having a patent, or how can you use that patent to market a product or sell a product or build upon the product? That has a lot more value than product development. Maybe you'll realize that once you're in the field. And it's very easy to get a patent. You don't really need to build actual product. If you have an idea, a design can be patented. I can draw a picture by hand on a piece of paper and give it to a patent agent and tell, okay, please get this design as a patent design. So I want an automobile part to be designed, or an electric vehicle part, or something in a different design. I can draw by hand, give it to a patent agent who will convert that into a CAD drawing or into a 3D drawing, and we can apply for a design patent. So you don't really need a lot of hardware or research to get a patent. Your thought process, and if you get a good patent agent, you can go from there. By the way, the cost of applying for a patent with the help of a patent agent is anywhere between 25,000 to 1 lakh. So if you go with a patent agent who is government certified, they will do it at 15 to 25,000, because government of India will pay some amount of money to them. If you go for a high-end patent agents companies, they will charge anywhere between 30 to 40,000 to 1.5 lakhs. Since you are just getting a hold on the patent, maybe you start with a patent agent, individual patent agent who is government certified, so it doesn't pinch you on the pocket.
That is good. I think we will try that. And thank you so much. A lot of information. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, Richa will have my contact number and
Yes, yes,
email
sure.
ID. So if you have any other
Sure,
questions, you
sure,
can
sure.
drop me, and I'll, to the best of my knowledge, I'll reply. I still have to
Good,
answer your
good
management
evening,
question,
ma'am. Good
No
evening,
problem.
as in
my dear.
through management, what
Shruti,
patents or
Shruti,
what
1 minute,
intellectual
wait.
property can you get.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. Shruti, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, my dear mates, and from entire ISBR Business School and the entire IIC team. I thank you for being so generous and sharing all your knowledge and all your experience with all of us today. And we now admire your expertise, and I'm sure each and everyone in this meeting would have enjoyed listening and learning from you today. Thank you so much for taking the time for all of us today. We all really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much again. We hope to see you super soon again. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you, everyone, for patiently listening to me. And hopefully, you will contribute towards patents and intellectual property growth in India, because that is the only way products can be protected and developed. And we are way behind any other countries in the world, any other developed country in the world.
We'll
So we
be
need
there.
management people to invest whenever you grow in your profession. Please put a word for a management that getting intellectual property rights for your company, your products, will take your business further, and it will help you go to different countries and become a bigger company.
Sure, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. And
Thank
any
you.
questions, you can just drop a mail to me or reach out to me through Richa, and I'll be happy to get back to you with whatever I know.
Thank you very much, Dr. Smitha. I know how busy you are and you have taken time out from your busy schedule. Thank you very, very much. And your session was very valuable, and we were really, really benefited by it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Richa. And thank you for giving me 1.5 hours of your life to listen to all this.
Pleasure was ours.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care, everyone, and good luck
Thank you.
for your
Bye.
education and everything else you do in your life. Bye bye.
Bye. Dr. Richa, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sheetal. Thank you, all the kids who have joined here. Thank you, all the faculties.
We'll close. Thank you.